Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I am Josh, and today we have another bit of Season 10 Walking Dead news, and that is Michoone and Ezekiel. Yes, this is really happening.
Yes. We have been wondering if a relationship or any type of romance is going to happen. We see them kiss in the Season 10 trailer that they released at San Diego Comic-Con. And yes, it's going to happen. Most people are like, why is this happening? Well, they're single. They're dealing with grief. And why not? They're good friends.
The best way to go through grief is through...
You're going to make a connection with somebody.
With someone else that's going through grief. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this. You know, when you're alone and you see someone else that's going through the same thing as you are, I mean, you tend to, gravitate towards that person. And I think that's what's happening here is they're both obviously grieving. And a relationship is brewing. Now, the question is how is this going to fit in with Michonne and her exit?
Yeah, so Angela Kang was talking. This article is from TV Line. We'll put the link in the description for it. So Angela Kang said that she freely admits that there's a certain amount of stuff in Season 10 that has to do with illusions or flashbacks or dreams, things like that. We're seeing a moment. This really does happen, her speaking regarding to Michoone and Ezekiel. The characters have always had respect for each other. They like each other. And their relationship feeds into the journeys they're on this season. So
it's just going to be weird seeing it.
A lot of people are kind of like, when they saw that picture of them kissing, people were like, oh, Rick should come back and beat his ass. Like, dude, to Michonne's eyes, he's gone. Ezekiel had a bad breakup, and they're just dealing with their pain.
That's not like Rick.
Rick wouldn't do that.
We've seen that, right? Yeah. We've seen Rick come back to someone taking his significant other. But yeah, he would probably understand that Michonne honestly thought that he was dead.
Rick already went through this with Lori and his best friend.
That's what I just said.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, it goes on to say, although Ezekiel's path will converge with Michonne when the show returns Sunday, October 6th, that doesn't mean that he is entirely out of his ex Carol's life. Obviously. I mean, look, there is no kingdom, right? So they have to go somewhere. And the question is, did they separate? It doesn't appear so. It appears that Carol and Ezekiel will be in the same community. Is that Alexandria or is that Hilltop or even Oceanside? Because we've seen shots of Oceanside, right?
Yeah, we've seen that.
So on the contrary, the kingdom's former leaders will have a really interesting ongoing storyline this season, Kang says. The two of them are kind of in their own realms, both alone in their grief over her son Henry's beheading. Yet it's like they need people and each other. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, of course, they're grieving. And, we see the shots of Carol, wanting to kill Alpha. I think she's going to have a very big role in this.
It's interesting because
she wants revenge,
We see Ezekiel, who's going to be going towards Michonne, and they're going to develop this relationship. But yet we see Carol, who's taking more of a friendship side, right? She's going to Daryl, the one person that she knows she can trust and be with. She's been with this whole ride, right? And she's using that relationship to grieve and mend her broken heart.
Yeah. And so she kind of says at the end, I don't want to say too much beyond that, but there's some real loveliness and complication that's very human between them that hopefully will be satisfying for people to see unfold. And so that's where she talks about the complication of things. So, how is it will it complicate things when Carol knows about this, that they're possibly having a connection with each other?
That's Carol's fault, though. So, I mean, I can't see Carol taking it out or having any kind of animosity towards them because she chose that path.
True, but it will still give her feelings and make her feel weird.
What I want to know is how is Michonne going to deal with the fact that she truly doesn't know what happened to Rick because she can't produce physical evidence of what happened to Rick. Yeah. And it seems like, at least in the last season, that stayed with her. And is that going to continue to stay with her through this season? And I've always thought that will lead her into exiting the show. She will just not... She can't continue with the fact that she doesn't know what happened to Rick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And will she go on her own?
It will be,
because she could leave, and we've always talked. You and I have always talked about, well, what about the kids? What about the kids aspect?
Right. She leaves them with the people she trusts.
She leaves them with Ezekiel.
Yeah,
because she knows what kind of man Ezekiel is. He's loyal, right?
And that's the thing, guys. And I'm not sure they would reveal this unless it gets leaked out. We don't know how many episodes Denai Guerrero is in.
True.
First, I would imagine it's probably going to be kind of like Andrew Lincoln. It's probably just going to be first half.
We know it's 8. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Right?
Yeah.
We know that they haven't filmed the second half yet.
True. Yeah. That's right.
So it to my knowledge, she's exiting the first half.
They could still maybe some scenes that they cut, or they could film some extra scenes with her that they could throw in the second half for some reason.
Yeah.
But and that's with this whole big thing with Michoone Ezekiel. That also leads a lot of people to speculate: can this turn around for a how they say it? Cardaryl? Cardaryl, or however they're saying it. Look, guys, to be honest, I do not see Carol and Daryl having a romantic relationship.
If it would have happened, if it had a chance, it would have happened a while ago.
She offered it up at the farm, but it was more of a joke.
Yeah, the sex part.
Yeah, it was more of a joke. But it's not going to happen. I think Carol and Connie are going to have something possibly.
You mean Daryl and Connie?
Daryl and Connie, Carol and Connie. Daryl and Connie, excuse me, yeah. So, no, there's not going to be a ship between Carol and Daryl.
I think that is a relationship that's based on mutual respect for one another, and I don't see it as a relationship. Not just because I don't see them together. I think that they would make an excellent couple.
Oh, great, yeah.
But I just don't. Yeah, I mean, just everything that they've been through, I don't see it.
But Michelle and Ezekiel, I'm fine with it. It's just what's going to happen.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Well, it sucks because Rick's not here.
Yeah, but, I mean, it will be interesting to see where this goes because us comic book readers know that this relationship was actually the true comic book relationship. It wasn't never Carol. Obviously, Carol didn't make it out of the prison in the comic books, but Michonne leaves Ezekiel in the comic books.
Yep.
And it leaves Ezekiel torn.
Yeah. Sorry if you guys didn't know, from the comic books, Ezekiel and Michonne do actually have a romantic relationship in the comics. So this is kind of, you could say, based off the source material. Won't be exact, but as we know. So here's another piece, another kind of prediction. We won't go too far into it in this video, but do you think that it's not, of course, confirmed. Do you think that Michonne is going to die? Or will she just leave kind of in a way like they did with Maggie and possibly she'd show up in the Rick movies?
Yeah.
Because that was our theory a while back.
Yeah, as a fan, I would absolutely hate for them to kill off Michonne without a Rick and Michonne reuniting.
Right.
That would just be devastating to me as a fan.
Especially to the kids.
Almost a series shot in the head for me. Like, forget about this series type deal.
It would be devastating if they killed her.
I mean, would you really want to continue watching something that is that poorly written? And I shouldn't say that. It's not poorly written, right? I mean,
it would be tough to kill Michonne. It sucks
that you have this major character. These two were in love, right? Mm-hmm. They had a child together, and to have not give that reunion a chance, that would suck, man. It would really suck.
I mean, we're not going to see it on the main show, of course, but to have that chance in
it would be an amazing
third
movie moment.
Final film of the Rick Grimes trilogy.
It would have to be the third one, right?
Oh yeah. It'd have to be the third one. So, I mean, yeah, guys. Well, I mean, we're up just for speculation. There's going to be things coming out, but I don't think that they'll kill her
off. I don't think so. I think that this is I really hope they go the route of maybe she receives some type of clue, that anything that makes her hope that Rick is alive. So much so that she has to go try and find it out.
We already know somebody who knows a little bit of information. Not location, but knows of it.
Al?
What?
Al? I mean, you talking Jadis?
Father Gabriel.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that Rick was picked up by the helicopter.
But he knows of a helicopter.
Which is interesting, because I've always asked, like,
and what are they going to ask?
Why are you not saying anything?
And are we going to see, or they're going to ask, where's Jadis? And it's going to be ding, ding, ding in Father Gabriel's head. Oh.
Yeah, but wouldn't we have gotten that ding, ding, ding already? Like,
we should have at the end of season 9.
You know, he didn't make any promise to Jadis, so there's no reason for Father Gabriel not to say anything. But the question is, will there be something that both gives Michonne hope that Rick is still alive and
the radio
and Gabriel the sense that, hey, maybe this Jadis helicopter has something to do with the fact that we have not found evidence that Rick is dead?
I think it's going to be tied into this radio. Whoever that Eugene is contacting or getting in contact with, something's going to come through that radio. Something's going to be said. Probably not the words Rick Grimes, but something will be said somehow.
They can't just come out and say it,
how.
though. Like, we have a Rick guy here. Like,
No.
they can't come out and say that, because then that kind of totally ruins the movies, I think.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it, guys.
It's
we won't
weird.
spend a lot of time on this. But anyway, getting sidetracked because it's a lot of Walking Dead. But anyway, Michonne Ezekiel, it's happening. There's going to be romance. It's not going to last very long, but it's going to be there.
Yeah.
And how they're all going to deal with it, with Carol, kind of this, not a love triangle, but just knowing that they're all friends. They're in, they're seeing each other. Carol's not. We'll see how it goes, but I think it's going to be fine.
In a way, in my opinion, I think that we will get some type of comic book remix that Michonne has to leave Ezekiel. Mm-hmm. And in the second half, we'll get Ezekiel dealing with the aftermath of losing Michonne.
Yeah. Yeah. So let us know your thoughts, guys, on this, of the romance between Zeke and Michonne. And stay tuned for more information on Denai Guerrera, Michonne's exit, any theories, predictions we might have of anything that might get released. As you guys know, we don't really go on the spoiler site, so we don't tend to look at that information. We only tend to see anything that comes out that has true articles, some good sources behind it. But anyway,
there will
love to hear
definitely
your thoughts.
be some videos coming up leading up to the season on what we think, or even during the season, of what we think is going to happen to Michonne and other characters.
Definitely, guys. So make sure you smash the like button. It helps show your support and your love for The Walking Dead. Feel free to subscribe if you're new. Smash on the notifications option so you always be notified. Follow us on social media, on Twitter and Facebook. And stay tuned for more videos from us. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.